While every time that Lionel Messi touched the ball, the stadium was going crazy, there were moments in this game in which there were lulls inside the stadium. And those lulls sort of had to do with the fact that a lot of the people that are attending these games, they're there for one reason and one reason only. And that is Lionel Messi and the Lionel Messi effect. And we are seeing it in Major League Soccer as well. And it's sort of like if Lionel Messi is not participating in the play, all of a sudden, this doesn't quite have the feel of the international competition that it should, even though the stadium is packed. But these lulls are, I think, dependent upon whether Messi's touching the ball or not. If he's touching it, the stadium is going crazy. If he's not touching it, then people are like, well, let's go get some popcorn and nachos.
Imagine the Messi fever sweeping the US right now. Now picture if they had witnessed him in his prime.
Doesn't quite get to that one. It's in the net.
This is what I say about Messi. I've coached against him several times, and I feel like we've had a good match plan and we've executed a lot of good things, but he's so good. He's that good that he still makes plays. The 2 balls he makes on the 2 goals, I think, are world-class. Amazing. I mean, it's awful, but it's amazing.
As a Messi fan, these words satisfy my soul. Just look at it. Maybe not his best day, yet he still grabbed the headlines. That's Messi for you. On paper, Argentina's Copa America opener against Canada was played on neutral ground. In reality, the home of MLS's Atlanta United and the NFL's Atlanta Falcons turned into a fortress for *La Albislist* as they secured a 2-0 victory on the night.
His most underrated quality to me is how durable he is. He took some shots today where you thought, my God, might he be seriously injured? And then he pops right back up and keeps playing.
I'm so glad you say that because, this is a guy that now for, a decade and a half, everybody's been trying to decapitate, all right? Or at the very least maim at different times. Even in the modern game where players are protected, he gets hit. And, he continues to, as you said, get hit and then get up.
The US media is in shock after witnessing the overwhelming support for Argentina during last night's match. The entire stadium became a sea of blue and white, with fans draped in Argentina jerseys, chanting Lionel Messi's name in perfect unison. The atmosphere was nothing short of surreal. Passionate cheers echoed through the stands, a testament to the global impact and enduring legacy of Messi. This extraordinary display of devotion has left an indelible mark on the American sports landscape, showcasing football's unifying power and the unparalleled magnetism of one of its greatest icons.
And knock on wood, he is able to go as long as he possibly can. He was down a little bit today, but he dribbles into pressure, and people will take swings at him, and it's just an amazing thing to see. And he's kind of like a weeble wobble. He weebles and wobbles, but he doesn't fall down. It's an old toy. Don't even worry about it. You can look it up if you want to, kids. But I love to see it, and I'm happy that he has that trait that is kind of Argentinian in that he is durable, and maybe it comes from growing up in Argentina and taking hits and having to ride them and even use them at times to propel him forward. It's just it's a wonderful.
Can you believe it? Nearly half an hour before kickoff, a massive roar erupted from the stadium. Nothing was happening on the pitch, yet the reason was clear. Lionel Messi had just arrived, and his entrance was being broadcast on the big screen. The electric atmosphere never faded. Fans erupted when he stepped out for warm-ups, cheered as he practiced his shooting, and celebrated every single touch of the ball. It was a night that proved, once again, Messi isn't just a player, he's a phenomenon.
I mean, watching Messi, it's interesting, like that was turf last night, I believe, Matthew. I wonder what people in Vancouver were thinking about that. But, we'll see where this Copa America goes. Do you think Argentina ends up winning this? Brazil? Where are you at in terms of an overall prediction?
I have never seen Hayes the following like Argentina has. And being inside that stadium with the noise level, that team now is playing with house money because for a long time, ever since Diego Maradona won the World Cup in 1986, that team was desperate for a championship, almost to a point of being antagonistic. If you think, I'm lucky to do my job, but if you think media in our country puts pressure on teams, my goodness, my colleagues in Argentina are on air for 12, 14, 15 hours a day, just talking and scrutinizing and criticizing. And that team had to deal with it for almost 30 years. And then Lionel Messi had to deal with it for almost 16, 17 years of his career because he wasn't winning anything. Now he's won a Copa America. Now he's won a World Cup. And that team just plays with a swagger. And you saw it last night. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what you think you can do. Doesn't matter, that you're brand new in this competition. You want to show us something. Hey, Lionel Messi is Lionel Messi. He will walk out what he wants. His team will walk out what they want. But it's still Messi, man. And it's always going to be until whenever. He's going to be 37 years old next week. I watched him last night, especially in those runs where he's getting behind Canada's defense. And it doesn't look like he's ready to slow down just yet.
Messi may have missed a few good chances, but there's still a long road ahead in this championship. The real magic is yet to come, the excitement is just beginning, and I can't wait to see what brilliance he'll bring next. Every game with Messi is a chance for something extraordinary, and there's no doubt we'll be talking about his genius all tournament long.
The first big cheer of the night was about an hour and a half before kickoff. Huge cheer went up, nothing was happening on the pitch, and it was because Messi had just walked into the stadium, was being shown on the big screen, and that went on right the way through the night. That happened when he walked out for the warm-up, when he started shooting in shooting practice in the warm-up, and then, like you say, every time he got the ball, it was all about Messi, even on a night which in many ways was kind of an average Messi game, because as Ali says, he missed at least 2 one-on-ones in the second half that he really should have scored and didn't. He still created, I think, 5 big chances in the game. His 2 goals, 1 assist and 1 kind of pre-assist for the first goal. So it was absolutely spectacular from Messi, even while being quite ordinary by Messi standards at the same time. We know this Argentina team isn't all about Messi anymore, and part of their success in the last few years has been sort of building a proper team around Messi. So it isn't just relying entirely on Messi, but it's still the Messi show to it.
When the conversation shifts from goals to assists, just remember, they're talking about our very own genius.
Couple of things, and Herc is right. Messi missed a couple of chances that ordinarily you'd put your mortgage on, which raise a lot of eyebrows when you see those chances go wide. But then I'm looking at his game in totality, and I'm thinking in possession still impossible to dispossess.
Yeah.
You simply do not pick Lionel Messi's pocket. When he gets the ball and he has space, he still can thread a pass like nobody else can, and we saw that at times during the course of this game. There was one play down midway through, back end of the second half. Emi Martinez drills one over the top. Lionel Messi comes from the half line, keeps himself onside. Lionel Messi, at his age, defenders still cannot make up ground on him. He's still able to put his body in possessions. Yes, he goes for a little trip over Crepeau and gets that wrong. But the fact that nobody is making up ground on Lionel Messi in a foot race from the half line, again, speaks to the threat that he still possesses. He's not going to miss many of those chances that you saw today. And that's the worry, that when it all comes together, that Lionel Messi, again, not at his best, but still arguably one of the best players, on if not the best player.
And then on the Argentina goal, I just think it's genius from Lionel Messi. That pass is one that I don't think anyone else on the pitch or even in the stadium really saw until he played it. So you can't really do much about that. That's always the challenge with Argentina and Messi when you go up against them. But
one thing both fans and experts are trashing is the pitch. Martinez and Argentina's coach, Lionel Scaloni, have both openly criticized its poor quality.
It's his mark. He gets an assist. He's a player that constantly attracts players with his movement when he has the ball, with his vision. He can dissect, he can open you up. He's that type of player. Even when he's not at his best, he's constantly the most dangerous player on the field because of those abilities in that final third.
The conversation after the match wasn't so much the score as much as the state of the pitch. Goalkeeper from Argentina, Emiliano Martinez, called the field a disaster, and Argentina manager Lionel Scaloni criticized the pitch, saying it was not apt for this class of players. Usually the venue in Atlanta, Georgia hosts NFL team Atlanta Falcons and MLS team Atlanta United with artificial grass. But after Atlanta United's game against the Houston Dynamo on Saturday, June 15th, the pitch was changed from artificial to real grass. Scaloni mentioned that the organization team knew that this game would be played 7 months ago, and yet the pitch was changed just 2 days ago, with hundreds of panels of grass laid over each other and painted for it to look better than it actually was.
And mind you, if you cannot get this field ready for Argentina, and never mind Argentina, Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Imagine this. And these are things that can happen given how these fields are laid out. And it's something that even when I was a player was always troubling. The seams. The seams. If the seams are not laid out properly, those expose yourself to injury because not because you're doing something inappropriate or incorrectly as a player. No, you're just running. But if you happen to catch a seam, now you're endangering yourself. Never mind that I endanger myself. Never mind that Shaq endangers himself or that Hercules endangers himself. Lionel Messi. Think about that. If indeed, and God forbid this would happen, but it's a possibility, and you open yourself up to that possibility when you have fields like this, and the conditions like the field that we had yesterday. Lionel Messi injuring himself in this sort of event, in this sort of moment, in this sort of stage. Now, what would everybody say?